You have Bitcoin Cash that's fast, cheap, and reliable, and Bitcoin Core that's incredibly expensive, slow, and unreliable. It's clear which one people are going to use. And what gives Bitcoin's value is its usefulness and its utility. And if it's not useful in commerce, it's not going to be useful as a store of value either. So Bitcoin Cash is where my money's flowing into at the moment, and all of our resources at bitcoin.com, one of the top portals on the entire internet for learning about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. We're dedicating all of our future infrastructure we're building on top of Bitcoin Cash.
So, I mean, it does. When I hear you talk about it, it sounds like Bitcoin Cash is really going to be the thing going forward here. I guess I'm just sort of really surprised at this. One of the things that I wonder, I've got a question for you. I got to take a break real quick. People can find this interview by going to the archives at archives.freetalklive.com to hear the rest of it.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement, and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Did you know you can watch Free Talk Live during our live show 7 days a week from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern via our studio cams at cam.freetalklive.com? Plus, you can chat with other listeners while you watch, all totally free. Now that our live video stream is hosted by YouTube, our video archives will be online even faster. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen, watch, and chat all free at cam.freetalklive.com. That's cam.freetalklive.com.
The Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, November 19th, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.31 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,294 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 2.6 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $7,783. Antiwar.com reports tit-for-tat attacks between the Syrian military and rebel factions in eastern Ghouta ended in tragedy on Friday when Syrian military forces shelled the rebel-held enclave, killing 19 civilians, including 6 children. Eastern Ghouta is a suburb area of the capital city of Damascus, which has been rebel-dominated throughout the Syrian war. Syrian military forces have been pairing off parts of the area for over a year now, and the rebels hold a very small area at this point. Most of the casualties were in Douma, the main town in the district, and one which has been a common target in the fighting. The rebel faction Arar al-Sham attacked a Syrian military base in the area on Tuesday, starting the latest flare-up. Indications are that in the course of all the firing on both sides over the past several days, there were few combatant casualties. As usual, civilians caught in the middle bore the brunt of the conflict. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports a federal agency disclosed it is investigating whether Volkswagen fixed vehicles with an airbag defect after a recall 2 years ago of 415,825 vehicles manufactured between 2010 and 2014. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, in a report Friday, said it had received 90 complaints from owners saying the problems persist. The report, which did not lead to any disclosed injuries, included those saying airbag warning lights came back on after supposedly being fixed. Owners said Volkswagen refused to address the warning lights a second time around, and other owners said their vehicle was not included in the recall, but the clock spring failed. Volkswagen refused to cover a $500 repair because the vehicle was out of warranty. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said a recall query has been opened to assess the scope, frequency, and safety-related consequences of the alleged defect in the subject vehicles. That includes determining whether additional vehicles should be recalled. Volkswagen said the remedy was a cover to protect the clock spring. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports the U.S. military on Friday disclosed for the first time base-by-base data on sexual assault reports, showing a higher number of reports at big military installations like Naval Station Norfolk in Virginia, as well as overseas hubs like South Korea. Sexual assault in the military, which is defined as anything from groping to rape, is believed to be significantly higher than the number of reports. The Pentagon said it estimates that in 2016, less than a third of service members who experienced sexual assault reported it. Still, the Pentagon said that was an improvement in reporting from previous years. According to the newly released data, a collection of U.S. bases in South Korea had a combined 211 reports of sexual assault, while Norfolk had 270 reports of sexual assault in the 2016 fiscal year, which began October 2015 and ended in September 2016. That's down slightly from 291 cases at Norfolk in fiscal year 2015. The Pentagon did not elaborate on the data, but noted that the report showed where a victim reported a sexual assault, not necessarily where the sexual assault occurred. Sexual assault reports from other big bases in 2016 include Fort Hood in Texas with 199 reports, Naval Base in San Diego, California with 187 reports, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina with 169 reports, Camp Pendleton, California with 157, and Fort Bragg, North Carolina with 146 reports. The Pentagon announced earlier this year a record total of 6,172 sexual assault reports in 2016, compared with 6,082 the previous year. This was a sharp increase from 2012 when 3,604 cases were reported. The U.S. military said it believes that a biannual anonymous survey provides a more accurate estimate of the number of sexual assaults. According to the latest survey, 14,900 service members experienced some kind of sexual assault in 2016, down from 20,300 in 2014. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
Scientology minister Frank D. Linehan was arrested this morning on 471 charges of molesting Thetans. The popular 56-year-old minister was reportedly taken into custody after an investigation revealed this week that he sexually abused dozens of Thetans in the past year, with many of the ancient alien spirits being as young as 65 million years old.
Church members left these Thetans alone with someone they trusted, and Mr. Linehan clearly violated that trust.
According to police reports, the abuse continued as recently as last week when Linehan forced a 70-million-year-old alien spirit to perform oral sex during a level OT2 solo auditing session. Since the allegations against Linehan surfaced, more and more church members have come forward about Thetan abuse. Despite the church's efforts to recover from the incident, the scandal may alienate a whole generation of Scientologists.
I don't see how they can expect anyone to continue moving up the bridge to total freedom and achieve clear after this.
This is the Onion News Network.
Good evening and welcome here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Your host, as always, Will Coley here in the LRN studios. Joined tonight by my normal co-host, Mr. Tom Gray. How you doing tonight, Tom?
You got your Baptist preacher voice ready for me, Will? Because I'll tell you what's up.
Oh, I'm whooped, dude. I'm sorry.
I'll give you a pick-me-up.
This is all extra large Dunkin' Donuts right now.
Oh, I got better food for you. Because tomorrow is my kids' homeschool potluck at our homeschool class for Thanksgiving. So right now on the stove, I have my homemade cranberry sauce. And in the oven, hash brown casserole.
Okay, all right. Now the second one you got me.
Can I get a hallelujah?
Ooh,
Can I get an amen?
And also joined tonight by our new co-host, Miss Aria Demezio from anarchistshemale.com. How you doing tonight, Aria?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. So we have got one heck of a show lined up for you guys tonight. We have Mr. Roger Ver, also known as Bitcoin Jesus, who is going to be joining us a little bit later tonight, as well as Janko33, who is a developer of Blackcoin, the first you could call proof of stake, 100% proof of stake coin on the market. So, and we're going to be discussing that, and we're actually also going to be discussing the Sharia compliance of Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and proof of work coins versus proof of stake coins. So,
interesting.
Yeah, actually, I had an interesting development today. Well, not today, but this week. I'm sitting at the apartment in Winchester, and I'm rubbing my sore muscles from my horrible time that I've been having with trying to get this place remodeled, and now we're finally painting, but I'm spending 9 hours a day painting and trying to get this place ready. So I'm wiped out, and I'm just kind of like rubbing the CBD lotion on my back and just kind of hanging out, and all of a sudden my phone rings.
The lotion on its skin.
And I answer the phone, and it's the producer, the production manager for Guide Us TV, which it was, until a couple days ago, the only Islamic television broadcast channel in the United States. And it's run by this cat named Yusuf Estes, who is a white Muslim guy like me, but he's a little older, and he's from Texas. And he's he's in his 60s country, not my age, and Texan as well, which is a little bit different. But he's a fairly big name in the Muslim community, and they sought me out to have a discussion with me about cryptocurrencies, and we actually, in the process, in the context of that conversation, had a discussion about this, and I'm actually going to kind of add some of that to what we're discussing here when we discuss proof of stake and how it works with this Janko33 gentleman. Now, Aria, this is your favorite coin, correct?
Yes, Blackcoin is.
So why do you like it? Before we get Janko on here, now Aria and I both do a little crypto stuff together, and we're both big fans of cryptocurrency, and it's part of my my job now is working in cryptocurrency. So I excuse me. I heard Aria express, that that Blackcoin was her favorite coin, and that she was interested in discussing it. And I was like, well, why don't we get this Janko33 character on and have a discussion with him about it, and kind of introduce our audience to what Blackcoin is. So what is it about the Blackcoin that made it your favorite? Like, why are we having this guest this week to go along with Roger Ver?
Essentially because it's proof of stake, which as far as mining goes, it sort of levels the playing field for people. I mean, right now, if you wanted to get into Bitcoin mining, it would, I don't know how much money it would cost you, but quite a lot. And it's different with proof of stake. It isn't really mining, but it's the same principles behind it, and anyone can do it.
Okay.
It's called forging, isn't it? When it's proof of stake, I've read that it's forging instead of mining, because instead of discovering the mathematical formula, you're doing something different to earn your stake in the coin.
Aria?
I'm not sure. I guess so. It makes sense that it would be called foraging rather than mining.
Forge, like a metal forge.
Oh,
So
I'm sure one of our guests will know what I'm talking about, maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the whole point of having them on. And I mean, we're going to have, one of the developers of the first 100% proof of stake coin on the market, and like the guru of the proof of work, cryptocurrency discussions, like Bitcoin Jesus himself. And we're actually going to have the opportunity to have these guys on together, interview them together, talk to them both about, like Bitcoin Cash is the new thing. It basically saved my life a few weeks ago. You guys heard me talking like I had that huge investment in Bitcoin that I made right at the peak, right before the peak of that little round, and then it just crashed and crashed and crashed and crashed and crashed and crashed, and I was like losing. Had I not looked and saw what was going on with the hash rates and the profitability of Bitcoin Cash, I could have lost thousands, because like I wasn't buying to hold, and throwing it in Bitcoin Cash at 900 before and then pulling it out around 2000 literally saved my skin, or I would have lost thousands of dollars. So I wanted to bring Roger on. I know that he's a fan of Bitcoin Cash, and that's one thing that I definitely want to talk to him about when I get him on. Before we get there, though, I want to make sure that we remind everybody that we've got this fundraiser that we've been running for the last year and a half. We already have Sub-Saharan Africa, so that's this is a geographic region that is home to about 600 million Muslims total. I mean, not quite half the Muslim. Well, no, 300 million Muslims. That's right. So not quite half the Muslim population. And then now we want to add a new region that's going to cover all the way up to India's western border. So that means Pakistan, Afghanistan, Syria, the entire Middle East, the Gulf state region, all of that area is going to be in our new possible listening audience via our satellite signals. So we really, 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 really need you to go to LRN.FM, click the support banner, go in, give $2, give $5, give $10, give $100. They also take Bitcoin. I'm sure they take Dash as well. So go there, make the donations, because we're a particularly important show, I think. If I've got one of the biggest Muslim scholars in America calling me up and saying, hey, we want you to come and talk about cryptocurrencies for our investments, that means we're reaching people. So when we get back, we're going to have Bitcoin Jesus along with Janko 33 of Blackcoin on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
When they come to take you down, when they bring that wagon round, when they come to call on you and drag your poor body down, just one thing.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
Money, power, and respect are all yours at CreditSuccessSecretsRevealed.com. Be seen as an industry leader. You can do it. The last application you filled out when it was time to hit submit, did your nerves spike? You didn't get the approval you seek, but there's a better way. We teach you exactly what to place into the right systems the right way the first time so you get approved. Get up to $100,000 in instant business credit. Many people will get cash on the spot. Use those two tools in your new corporate credit engine so you can walk into the bank and get your project funded today. It's all about today at CreditSuccessSecretsRevealed.com. Credit Success Secrets Revealed is explosive and ignites instant results. Dial 1-800-707-8719. That's 1-800-707-8719. 1-800-707-8719. Or just go to CreditSuccessSecretsRevealed.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
Understanding your credit score is the first step towards managing and improving it. This is Charlie Sundstrom with your Van Dyke Mortgage Minute. The most influential component of your credit score is your payment history. Almost equally as important is the amount you owe on credit accounts. Also impacting your score, but to a lesser degree, are the length of time you've utilized your credit, the number of new accounts, credit inquiries, and your various types of credit accounts. To help achieve or maintain a healthy credit score, have a system set up to assure your bills are always paid on time. Don't max out your cards. It's better to have a high credit limit with a low balance. Never close old accounts. The age of these can actually help your credit score. But don't be afraid to use your credit. You need several accounts in order to have a credit score. Just keep the corresponding payments within your means. For your mortgage pre-approval and refi needs, start by visiting VanDykeMortgage.com.
Corporate NMLS 3035. Van Dyke Mortgage is an equal housing lender. Charlie Sundstrom, NMLS 134251.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
All right, and we're back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Your host, as always, Will Coley, broadcasting here from the LRN studios in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Joined by my normal co-host, Mr. Tom Gray, broadcasting from the beautiful Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee, about 1,000 miles south of me in the very same mountains, and just a little west of him in the muggy South. We've got Miss Aria Demezio from theanarchistshemale.com, and we are joined right now by Mr. Roger Ver from Bitcoin.com. How you doing tonight, Roger?
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on with us. Now, we're actually, there's another gentleman that we are going to have on with you tonight, Mr. Janko33, who is one of the developers for Blackcoin, the first 100% proof of stake coin. We were hoping to have a conversation with the two of you, but first, I wanted to talk to you, Bitcoin Cash. Now, I know that you're a bit of a fan. Why?
Bitcoin Cash. I'm a fan of Bitcoin Cash for the exact same reason I became a fan of Bitcoin in 2011 and became the first person in the entire world to start investing in Bitcoin startups. And the reason is because Bitcoin Cash allows anyone, anywhere in the world, to send or receive any amount of money with anyone, anywhere, instantly, basically for free, and there's nothing anyone can do to stop it. And that used to be true of Bitcoin Core, but sadly, the Bitcoin Core developers have intentionally broken the characteristics of Bitcoin that led it to become this worldwide phenomenon that it is today. But those characteristics are still alive and well in the form of Bitcoin Cash. So I'm confident that Bitcoin Cash is going to surpass Bitcoin Core in terms of market cap and adoption and user base at some point in the future, because it's actually useful to people in commerce. Whereas right now, anybody that wants to send some Bitcoin Core from one person to another, it costs $20 to do that, and you have no idea if it's going to take hours or days, or maybe your transaction will never go through. Whereas with Bitcoin Cash, it costs about a penny and your transaction goes through right away. So that's the same formula that led to Bitcoin's original success, and that's the same formula that's going to lead to Bitcoin Cash's success. And Bitcoin Cash, I think at some point will just become known as Bitcoin and Bitcoin Core, because they've changed the characteristics that made it a success to begin with. Bitcoin Core is just going to fade into irrelevancy in the future, because who wants to use a currency that's incredibly slow and unreliable and expensive to use? Nobody wants that.
Now, you said that Bitcoin Core's developers intentionally broke Bitcoin. Can you explain to the listeners why you chose that particular way to put that?
Yeah, that's a rather shocking thing to claim, but if you go and read their own words, they openly say that they want Bitcoin to have high fees. They openly want Bitcoin to have full blocks. And the result of full blocks are high fees, and the result of full blocks are unreliable confirmations on the network. So they openly say they want Bitcoin to be expensive and unreliable. And for anybody that's actually trying to use Bitcoin in commerce, you realize that you want it to be cheap to use and reliable. And that's Bitcoin Cash today. That's no longer Bitcoin Core. And that's why I've sold most of my Bitcoin Core coins for Bitcoin Cash and a basket of other cryptocurrencies as well. I'm fine with any currency that's useful. And sadly, they've undermined and destroyed the utility of Bitcoin. If it costs $20 per time you want to pay somebody, and you can do the same thing for a penny on I think Blackcoin, you said, is the other guest that's going to be on here, and Bitcoin Cash, and take your pick. There's 1,001 other cryptocurrencies out there. People are going to start using those things. If they're going to use whatever's the most convenient and in their own lives, and that's no longer Bitcoin Core.
Now, do you worry with Bitcoin Core? Because like here in Keene, you have tons of brick and mortar businesses that accept Bitcoin, and some of them have converted over to Dash already. Do you worry that the intentional destruction of Bitcoin could be a hindrance on the acceptance of Bitcoin as not Bitcoin, but just cryptos in general as a medium of exchange in the future?
Yeah, I'm incredibly concerned about that. That's why I've been speaking out so loudly, despite all the trolling and personal attacks and just plain out censorship that's been going on within the Bitcoin community. The Bitcoin community has been in an all-out civil war for close to 2 years now, with one side literally trying to stifle the other side's ability to have a voice in the debate. In my point of view and where I come from, you should support free and open debate and vigorous discussion about the issues. And then at the end of the day, the truth is going to win out. But we see one side literally deleting posts from anybody that posts anything that's in contradiction with their point of view. And that's, if Bitcoin is supposed to be a censorship-resistant currency, that allows people to engage in free commerce all over the world, why would you trust a bunch of people that are engaging in censorship to maintain Bitcoin as a censorship-resistant currency? And the answer is you shouldn't, and I don't. And that's why I don't trust Bitcoin Core. The strongest condemnation of the censorship that they've come up with is being one of them said, oh, yeah, I kind of wish that they wouldn't do that in reference to the censorship. And a lot of them say that either they don't see any evidence of the censorship, which is willful ignorance, or they just plain don't care. And some of them have openly said they support it. So I want nothing to do with people that support censorship.
Wow. Huh. Well, I mean,
there's an example of it actually from just earlier today. There was a fantastic post that was submitted to Our Bitcoin, which is the #1 news site where people new to Bitcoin get their information and see the discussion on there. It was submitted to there and to Our BTC, which is the free speech supporting subforum on Reddit. And the post was basically saying that the Bitcoin Core at this point is only useful for rich people. If you're a poor person, you can't afford to use it with $20 fees. And that's not the Bitcoin that I signed up for. That's not the Bitcoin described in the Bitcoin original white paper. And there was a big, giant, wonderful discussion about the exact topic going on Our Bitcoin until the moderators decided, oh, this isn't going our way. And so they deleted the entire thread and deleted everybody's posts that were there. So now people on Our Bitcoin can't even discuss that. And a lot of the people there that they're just kind of, mildly involved in Bitcoin, they're not even aware of the censorship that's going on. They're not even aware of that there's alternatives to that. And it's really, really frustrating for people that do support free speech, that a bunch of people that hate free speech have managed to wrestle control of some of the most popular Bitcoin forums on the internet and are suppressing free speech.
The censorship definitely got really bad around the SegWit2x fork. That was when I was most active on Reddit. Are you saying that it's been going on since long before that?
Yeah, it's been going on for quite a while. I would invite anybody to Google Bitcoin censorship, and there's 2 fantastic essays written by somebody using the pen name John Block, in homage to the American revolutionary John Locke. But read that and your jaw will just drop when you see the censorship and the manipulation that's been going on by these people. It's absolutely stunning. So go into Google and search for Bitcoin censorship and find the articles by John Block, and it'll just stun you.
All right, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, we're going to have Janko33 from Blackcoin and Roger Coin, Bitcoin Jesus himself, here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Everybody's so serious, acting so damn mysterious. Got the shades on your eyes.
Hey, Janko,
and your
hold on.
so high that you can't even have a good time. Everybody look to the left. Everybody.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar. and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agorist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agoristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agorist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agoristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agoristhosting.com.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
Yeah! All right. We're back here on the Call to Freedom on the LRN.FM. We have been joined by Mr. Roger Ver and another gentleman named Janko33. That's what he's going to go by. He is one of the developers of Blackcoin, the first 100% proof of stake coin. And Janko is finally with us now here on the Call to Freedom. How you doing tonight, Janko?
Hello, can you hear me?
Now,
I hope you can.
Now, Aria, since this is your, this is your fave, and this is your baby, I'm going to let you
it's
take.
Not my baby, it's Janko's baby.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm going to let you take the driver's seat with this one.
Well, Janko, if you don't mind, could you explain to us, without going into like really complex things, what proof of stake is versus proof of work?
Yeah, we use different consensus mechanism. We don't use hashing or work to create blocks. You have to have coins basically to produce blocks. And then it goes the same as in Bitcoin. The only difference is we don't have these ASIC machines. You have to have coins. You have to buy Blackcoin to create blocks. That's basically it.
Gotcha. Well, if a person wanted to buy Blackcoin, how would they go about doing that? Because I know it's not on Coinbase, but it's got to be somewhere.
Yes, it was mined in the first week, and then it's sold on exchanges, mostly on Bittrex, Poloniex, INX. We got a big community in China. Yeah, but now there are some issues because of they closed all those exchanges. So not only Bitcoins, not only black coins, but Bitcoins also. So there are some problems. But yeah, so now Poloniex, Bittrex, and that's all I think where you can buy, or there are the most popular ones. So I don't know the others because there are lots of exchanges where you can find Blackcoin too.
Right, like Shapeshift and Changelly.
Yeah, they're on Shapeshift too. Lots of small Yobit. I know only the one that are not.
I use
they are
Overly usually.
Useful, yeah. I'll say. They're not not million cons there, so yeah, there you can have some. Yeah.
So aside from being proof of stake, what is it about Blackcoin that is good? Because before we went to the break earlier, we were talking about the extremely high transaction fees of Bitcoin Core and how that may be intentional. But I've noticed in using Blackcoin that its fees are extremely cheap.
Yeah.
In the range of a cent or two.
Yeah, the price is very cheap. The usefulness is very good. I mean, I'm working on Blackcoin since 2014. Yeah, and that time, if you were proof of work, the pool came in, made a big work on your coin, and then left, and then you were done. So this is kind of protection from pools. This our proof of stake. What's the question again?
Well, there really wasn't one.
Too early morning here, around 4, so I'm a little bit sleepy.
I understand.
Yeah, my sister-in-law lives over there, so I totally understand. We have some people that we have come on the show from over there. So yeah, totally understand.
Okay, so
Blackcoin as a whole requires that someone stake their currency, but the individual user obviously doesn't. But is there any downside to not staking one's currency?
If you stake, you help the community because you produce the block. You are a miner in the Bitcoin world, but in the Blackcoin world, you're a staker, I would say.
Okay, now
I mean,
I have a question. How does return work? So, like the way it was explained to me once was like if I own 10,000 black coins, eventually I'll just own 11,000, just without it. Like, how does that work? Like that you just get more coins for the fact that you hold coins.
Yes.
Tom, quit schlackling away or mute your mic. Good Lord.
Once again.
How do you gain the return?
I heard you. I just the last sentence was strange.
No. Tom, one of my co-hosts is clacking away on his keyboard, and I have to mute Aria to mute him. So.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. There is an option in the wallet. There was one in the Bitcoin too, like for mining. We have that for staking. So you press that and you stake. And after some time, because the algorithm is chance, is done by chance. So the more coins you have, the more chance you have to produce the block. So after a while, you produce a block and you get a reward of 1.5 black coins. This is how you get more money. The more coins you have, the more chance you have to produce it. So if you have very little coins, it will take like 10 or 20 hours, or maybe more, or maybe less. It depends on the coins.
So basically, it functions like interest.
Yes.
Oh yeah. See, and
yes,
that's
but it's The inflation is very low. I mean, the Blackcoin will have around 100 million coins in year 2050, and some people it's dispersed differently between the population which stakes. So this 1% of inflation is beared by very little amount of people. So you can the return can be 5% or 7%, depending on how many people stake.
See, this is one of the things I was actually talking about earlier before you got on here, when I was telling our listeners, that part of what we do here is, we advise an international Muslim audience on cryptocurrencies, and that Blackcoin, though it is an interesting developing currency, would be riba to Muslim investors. It would be something increase on wealth for holding wealth, where Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or other currencies, because of the proof of work nature, the necessity of effort in order to create a return, is not, and that's what makes investments in Bitcoin halal, and investments in a proof of stake style coin like Blackcoin something that would be forbidden to Muslim investors that were interested in quote unquote halal investments, because of that, the nature of how returns are created. Now,
if you want to know how coins are created,
well, not coins are created, but how profit is created through the holding of Blackcoin.
Yeah, your coins are gone. I mean, if you stake 10,000 black coins, they are gone. Then system creates new coins, new 10,000 coins plus.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
Thomas the Tank Engine says he's a little uneasy with his broad autistic following, and a couple has a nest egg of debt to make sure they've got some money to owe down the road. This is the Onion Week in Review. Local video editor James Korf told reporters Wednesday that despite having said goodbye over 10 minutes ago, his friend, Michael Woodward, still remained active on GChat and had shown no signs of leaving.
If it were yellow, it would mean that he hasn't been on the computer for a little while, or if it was red, it would mean he doesn't want to talk, but it's green. I can tell. I can see it right there.
Korf later said that he felt briefly relieved when Woodward's chat logo turned orange, but was once again dejected when it became green within seconds. And in this week's op-ed pages, a high school guidance counselor laments the fact that no one in his entire damn school has been molested. In other news, a bedbug feels bad for an area man, but a bug's gotta eat. A development exec wants to see what, where, and how that would look, live, and play out. And a man at the gym is just watching TV. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
This is the Onion News Network.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
There's no better app for tracking the value of cryptocurrencies than CoinCap. I've had a lot of apps for tracking Bitcoin, but none that's ever been able to track 500 digital assets at once. Their best feature is the Altfolio. I love this thing. You enter how many Bitcoins, Ether, Dash, Doge, or whatever else you have, and it tells you how much your crypto is worth. You can watch yourself get rich. If you have crypto, go right now to coincap.io, or you can use the Apple Store or Google Play to get the app. I love CoinCap. coincap.io. Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that tenth of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
You can connect with the Liberty Radio Network via our Facebook page at facebook.lrn.fm. That's facebook.lrn.fm.
Don't tell and they don't tell AB. Never come looking for Opie and me. Tell 'em we're dead, tell 'em we're gone. Me and Opie down by the duck pond.
All right, and we're back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Your host, as always, Will Coley, broadcasted here from the LRN studios in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, in our wonderful little cryptocurrency community here. No longer just a Bitcoin community. We now have more than one business that accepts multiple cryptocurrencies. So now we've got Dash that's accepted at quite a couple of places around here now. We've got Dash vending machines that you can get Dash out of, as well as Bitcoin. And of course, you've always got Route 101 Goods, where I bought my I made my first Bitcoin Gold purchase just the other day. I bought a Bitcoin Core t-shirt. I thought that was kind of funny. Now on December 1st,
you always have to troll, don't you?
I do. I just, hey man, I put a picture of me in the Easter Bunny, the demented Easter Bunny costume from the Christmas Story. You know, it makes it even funnier. You know, so it's the demented Easter Bunny, the new imam in the Christmas Story costume, wearing the Bitcoin Core T-shirt that he bought with Bitcoin Gold. Yeah. Hey, I mean, come on, you know, it's like there's like it's over 9,000. So tonight we've been joined by a gentleman quite well known in the cryptocurrency community, also known as Bitcoin Jesus, Mr. Roger Ver, and we also have with us tonight one of the developers from Blackcoin, the first 100% proof of stake cryptocurrency. And, I mean, why do you think proof of work, do you think proof of work is better than proof of stake, Roger? And if so, why?
Whatever works.
Right, whatever works.
Me. So I'm actually curious to hear why. We know for sure that proof of work works incredibly well. We have a 9-year track record almost with Bitcoin here at this point, showing that it does work. I'd love to hear why proof of stake is better. I'd love to hear that argument.
Janko,
well, that's actually one of the reasons that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Janko, what do you say? What do you think? Do you feel that proof of stake is a better system, and why is that?
Yeah, I think only it's different than proof of work. When Blackcoin started, it was the main point of defense because of the pools. So they won't get you hanging out there with and mine you with big cash and then leave you. So we got proof of stake, and then the entry was easier for everyone. So you just have to get coins, and then you are in. You can protect. The coin is really old. I mean, really old. It's almost 4 years old now. Or no, in February it will be 4 years old. And lots of coins copied our code. There are thousands coins which use black coins. For example, Quantum uses proof of stake, which was developed in Blackcoin. Yeah, and so because all those coins are copied us, we prepare something that you don't have to. You can create coins on our platform. I mean, on stable Blackcoin network.
So you guys are basically the Bitcoin, so to speak, of the proof of stake community. You're that originator, you know, like Bitcoin is the originator in the proof of work community. Blackcoin would basically be the same thing in the proof of stake community.
Yeah, we were forked from NovaCoin. This is first proof of stake coin, which implemented also proof of work, was Purecoin. Then there was NovaCoin, and then Blackcoin was created. And it was planned after a week to become a proof of stake only. Yeah, I'm not the original developer. I'm only a guy who's been there from 2014, so almost from the beginning. The main developer is some kind of like our Satoshi or the Bitcoin Satoshi. He keeps his privacy. He was harassed sometimes. So he doesn't want to be public, really.
So Roger,
so I didn't hear any description as to why proof of stake is better than proof of work.
There is no. I would not say it's better. I would say it's different. As you say,
Okay.
whatever works. The differences are only in that you don't have to get an ISIC, or you don't have to pay ISIC then to create blocks. You just buy coins, and then you are free to trade coins.
So you type capital in coins rather than in ASIC hardware. Okay.
Yes, that's the difference. It works. I mean, we've been here. Our Blackcoin has been here for 3 years. So maybe it will be more. We'll see.
Okay. Any other questions, Roger? Since you're our you're the crypto guru.
Yeah, and I would say it's really easy to create better wallet than Core Wallet, because
I agree on that point. Yeah.
because it's not really user oriented. I mean, because I was when I started with Blackcoin, there was one implementation in C++, so I created another one. Oh no, I forked Bitcoin J, so Java implementation, and there was multi-bit wallet, which had Moto, the wallet that your grandma can use, and this one was really success. I mean, we had only Core and this multi-bit wallet and multi-bit wallet, and that was in an order of magnitude better. There was a backup. There was a yeah. The user interface was really good. So yeah.
Any other questions, Roger? Like anything you're interested in as far as?
I guess I'd just like to say the more experiments that people have with cryptocurrencies, the better, and the more amazing things people are going to figure out how to do and build, and may 1,000 flowers bloom.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, what do you see, Roger, as far as like upcoming, besides Bitcoin Cash, is there anything that you see in the market like Vertcoin or Nubits or anything like, any new up and comer that you think is poised to make a challenge on any of the big dogs? Like, how
So
Dash
I'm a
popped
fan
up
of
recently?
the privacy coins. So one side effect of this Bitcoin scaling war and the intentional full block policy and intentional high fee policy is that it's undermined Bitcoin's fungibility or amount of privacy that's available to people. And one of the characteristics that make money is your ability to have private transactions and fungibility within the currency. And since that's been severely damaged on Bitcoin, I'm a big fan of the privacy coins. So of course, Monero is at the top of that list as far as the strength or apparent strength of privacy. Zcash, Zcoin, Dash to some extent, although I have some strong concerns about the level of privacy that's there. And then Ethereum is super busy integrating additional privacy into their blockchain as well. So anything and everything that provides usefulness and is scarce, it's going to have a value. So as far as investing goes, pick the coins that are the most useful for the people out there using it. And so those are, in addition to Bitcoin Cash, I've been selling my Bitcoin Core for more of all of those coins that I just mentioned.
Very good, very good. So now I've actually been getting into some of the smaller stuff and we're trying. We're going to be going on to a 5 night a week program in the beginning of the year next year, where we're going to focus on a lot of these smaller currencies, because I've started to get involved in a lot of these like more, obscure coins. Besides, like, I can't find Monero anywhere. So like where can we find, like, Shapeshift and Changely and your Coinomi wallet don't always have some of these more obscure coins. Like I can get Blackcoin there, but like where can I get something like Monero, like some of these more privacy focused coins? Because I personally would be more interested in more privacy focused currencies than Bitcoin. I mean, because Bitcoin like basically doesn't really have any privacy to speak of anymore compared to what it did at the beginning.
Yeah, and Bitcoin Core, with their high fee policy, destroyed all the privacy tools that Bitcoin used to have. All the mixers and tumblers are now way too expensive for people to be able to use, and so most of them shut down completely. Thankfully, those will be alive and well on Bitcoin Cash again. But as far as Monero goes, I'm pretty sure it's available on Shapeshift and on Changely and Poloniex and Bitrex and Kraken, and take your pick. It's available at almost all the major exchanges. The fact that there aren't a whole bunch of wallets available for it yet, the mobile wallets, if anything, is a bullish buy.
My name is Angel Rach. I'm a mother of 2 teenage children, and I fought all the way to the Supreme Court for the right to use the medicine that saved my life. I've been permanently disabled for 10 years, with an inoperable brain tumor, wasting syndrome, and several other serious conditions. For 4 years, I was in a wheelchair, in so much pain I couldn't even hug my kids. The hardest part was looking in their eyes and seeing how much they were suffering because of my medical condition. The medicine that gave me my life back and gave my kids their mom back was cannabis, also known as medical marijuana. With medical marijuana, I can walk, maintain my weight, and I can be a mom. Without it, my doctors believe that I would die. To learn more about medical marijuana, contact Marijuana Policy Project at 1-877-JOIN-MPP or on the web at mpp.org.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, November 19th, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.31 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,294 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 2.6 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $7,783. Antiwar.com reports tit-for-tat attacks between the Syrian military and rebel factions in eastern Ghouta ended in tragedy on Friday when Syrian military forces shelled the rebel-held enclave, killing 19 civilians, including 6 children. Eastern Ghouta is a suburb area of the capital city of Damascus, which has been rebel-dominated throughout the Syrian war. Syrian military forces have been pairing off parts of the area for over a year now, and the rebels hold a very small area at this point. Most of the casualties were in Douma, the main town in the district, and one which has been a common target in the fighting. The rebel faction Arar al-Sham attacked a Syrian military base in the area on Tuesday, starting the latest flare-up. Indications are that in the course of all the firing on both sides over the past several days, there were few combatant casualties. As usual, civilians caught in the middle bore the brunt of the conflict. For over 40 years, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports a federal agency disclosed it is investigating whether Volkswagen fixed vehicles with an airbag defect after a recall 2 years ago of 415,825 vehicles manufactured between 2010 and 2014. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, in a report Friday, said it had received 90 complaints from owners saying the problems persist. The report, which did not lead to any disclosed injuries, included those saying airbag warning lights came back on after supposedly being fixed. Owners said Volkswagen refused to address the warning lights a second time around, and other owners said their vehicle was not included in the recall, but the clock spring failed. Volkswagen refused to cover a $500 repair because the vehicle was out of warranty. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said a recall query has been opened to assess the scope, frequency, and safety-related consequences of the alleged defect in the subject vehicles. That includes determining whether additional vehicles should be recalled. Volkswagen said the remedy was a cover to protect the clock spring. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports the U.S. military on Friday disclosed for the first time base-by-base data on sexual assault reports, showing a higher number of reports at big military installations like Naval Station Norfolk in Virginia, as well as overseas hubs like South Korea. Sexual assault in the military, which is defined as anything from groping to rape, is believed to be significantly higher than the number of reports. The Pentagon said it estimates that in 2016, less than a third of service members who experienced sexual assault reported it. Still, the Pentagon said that was an improvement in reporting from previous years. According to the newly released data, a collection of U.S. bases in South Korea had a combined 211 reports of sexual assault, while Norfolk had 270 reports of sexual assault in the 2016 fiscal year, which began October 2015 and ended in September 2016. That's down slightly from 291 cases at Norfolk in fiscal year 2015. The Pentagon did not elaborate on the data, but noted that the report showed where a victim reported a sexual assault, not necessarily where the sexual assault occurred. Sexual assault reports from other big bases in 2016 include Fort Hood in Texas with 199 reports, Naval Base in San Diego, California with 187 reports, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina with 169 reports, Camp Pendleton, California with 157, and Fort Bragg, North Carolina with 146 reports. The Pentagon announced earlier this year a record total of 6,172 sexual assault reports in 2016, compared with 6,082 the previous year. This was a sharp increase from 2012 when 3,604 cases were reported. The U.S. military said it believes that a biannual anonymous survey provides a more accurate estimate of the number of sexual assaults. According to the latest survey, 14,900 service members experienced some kind of sexual assault in 2016, down from 20,300 in 2014. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
Over 60% of employers are now checking online amateur pornography of potential job candidates. Is it fair to base hiring decisions on an applicant's online porn?
Now, this is not fair at all. For instance, if there's a red tube video of my girlfriend slapping me and choking me and riding me, that shouldn't be an indication I'm going to lack leadership in a work situation.
Yeah, but Duncan, it's going to be hard to convince an employer who's masturbating to that video otherwise.
Exactly. My potential employer might see all those videos of my husband tying me up and having his way with me, and then they're going to think that I'm not going to be assertive enough for the job.
I mean, if you don't want to jeopardize the content of your porn, you can always shoot from the eyes down.
Oh, but that's not the same if you cover the eyes. That's where the innocence is.
So am I supposed to leave an orgy just because someone shows up with a camera?
No one's saying you should leave an orgy.
Right. So
it's more complicated.
So now, if I go to a party, I wear something like this in case that situation comes up again.
I like that. I actually shoot my porn in sepia tone and make it look old-timey, so if people see it, they'll think it's my grandfather and not me.
This is the Onion News Network.
Welcome back here to the second half of the Call to Freedom, live here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. I am your host, as always, Will Coley. Wore out. Oh, my Lord, I am wore slap out. We've been working on getting this masjid open for the last 3 or 4 days. And, I mean, we've been working on it for 3 months, but I mean, we've been like really, really hitting it for the last 3 days, trying to get all the painting done and everything else. It looks really nice. We got lots of color. We're waiting on the carpet guy to get there. Should be able to move in on like Tuesday, Wednesday. Open not that weekend, but the following weekend, hopefully. So, I mean, we are finally, after all this time and all this work, finally moving forward. We will be the first mosque in the world to have at least a third of our budget raised in cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies donated by listeners of the Call to Freedom from all over the globe. People from Pakistan, lots of it came from Pakistan, actually. So we have, we are reaching people, and that's because you guys have been donating and giving money at the LRN banner. You just go to LRN.FM, click the banner, give a few dollars, help us. More satellite signal, more reach, more places with the, the ideas and the message of liberty, economic freedom. It's catching. People like it. I've got calls coming in from Kenya, calls coming in from Malaysia, brothers interested in getting involved in the cryptocurrency markets. We had the dinner that celebrated opening the new mosque, and 4 of the brothers that were there were already on Coinbase and were asking me why I didn't use Coinbase. And I'm going, because they suck and they're slow. That's why we use Kraken. So that's reaching people. That's moving. It turns out that one of the new parishioners at the masjid that we are opening, his wife is the sister of Ali Salman, the founder of Prime, the Pakistani Research Institute for Market Economics. So, small world. We are reaching out there, and you are helping us. So give today if you can. We've got Roger Ver with us today and Janko33. Roger, also known as Bitcoin Jesus. He is a big mover and shaker there over at Bitcoin.com, one of Free Talk Live's bigger sponsors in the crypto community. And he was kind enough to come on with us tonight and have a discussion about Bitcoin Cash as well as proof of stake. So you got a couple minutes here, Roger. One more time, give me the case for Bitcoin Cash. Why, as an investor, I've got some Litecoin, it's doing well now. I've got some Dash that's doing reasonably well, some other smaller currencies like Nubits and Vertcoin and things like that. With Dash doing like ups and downs and why should I trust the market to put my currency into Bitcoin Cash? There's the point of sale issues. All of these things, I'm not seeing it be particularly embraced by businesses and things like that. So why should I put my money into Bitcoin Cash?
I don't think you should put all your eggs in one basket. So don't put all your money in Bitcoin Cash. I think it would be wise to hold a basket of cryptocurrencies. But if you look at it, depending on which metric you take, Bitcoin Cash is either the second or the third most popular cryptocurrency in the entire world. So that's no small feat to be able to do that. And I'm not sure what you meant by saying that you're not seeing merchant adoption. Coinbase has announced full support for Bitcoin Cash. Blockchain.info, the world's most popular Bitcoin wallet, has announced full support for Bitcoin Cash. Kraken, a wonderful Bitcoin exchange, already has full support for Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin.com has announced full support for Bitcoin Cash. In fact, later today, our newest version of our Bitcoin wallet will be available in all the app stores.
Maybe I should have said
Bitcoin Cash
retail
as the preeminent version of Bitcoin available in the wallet. It'll be the dominant version of Bitcoin. In fact, right as I said that, I got the push notification to my phone that the version is now available on my phone there. So go over to the, your Apple App Store or the Google Play Store and download the new Bitcoin.com wallet, where Bitcoin Cash is the dominant version of Bitcoin available in your wallet right there. So Bitcoin Cash is definitely getting a huge amount of adoption. And remember, every single person in the world that owned Bitcoin on August 1st of this year also owned Bitcoin Cash. So that's a huge, huge user base of millions and millions of people. And with Bitcoin Cash now being well over $1,000 each, you better believe people are going to be paying attention to how much Bitcoin Cash they have and start to use it. When you compare it to Bitcoin Core, they cost $10 or $20 to make a single transaction, and you have no idea when your transactions are going to go through, if ever. With Bitcoin Cash, where your transactions are about a penny and they go through right away and are always confirmed in the very next block, it's very, very, very clear to me which one of those two versions of Bitcoin is going to be more used in commerce around the world and is going to have more adoption. And I'll gladly make a prediction right here on your show that at some point in the future, Bitcoin Cash will surpass Bitcoin Core in terms of user adoption, merchant adoption, people around the world, number of using it, number of transactions each day. Bitcoin Cash is Bitcoin.
Well, I mean, I saw that. Was it last week? That big jump. I mean, there was literally a point where I was watching and I'm like, I think Bitcoin Cash is going to overtake Bitcoin on transaction rates and like everything. I think they're just going to just crush them by the end of the day. And they got close. And they ended up becoming second. But not quite overtaking Bitcoin on those numbers that day. But I was hopeful. Like I said, I pulled my money I had in Bitcoin. I had a few $1,000s left in Bitcoin. I pulled it out. I threw it over in Bitcoin Cash, rode the wave, made myself a quick few $100, pulled it back out and stuck it in something that was a little bit more stable as it started to head back down toward $900. But now I see we're headed back up toward around 12. You know, it's 1186, something like that. I think the last time I checked the price index for Bitcoin Cash. So, I mean, you have to admit it's impressive as far as popping up on the scene, new currency, and, you know, within a couple of months coming out and being, you know, 2 to 3 times the value of most of the other new currencies in the market.
And you could actually make an argument that Bitcoin Cash has been around since the Genesis block in the beginning of Bitcoin. Because if you look at Bitcoin from day one, Bitcoin transactions were basically free and they were basically instant. And Bitcoin Cash transactions are still basically free and basically instant. It was only Bitcoin Core that intentionally changed those characteristics of Bitcoin and made it so now that it's incredibly expensive to use and the transactions take hours or days to be confirmed. So Bitcoin Cash is the one that's the resembles the original version of Bitcoin the most closely. And it's that original version of Bitcoin that led Bitcoin from being nothing to this worldwide phenomenon that it is today. So I think in the near future, Bitcoin Cash is going to surpass Bitcoin Core in adoption and price and market cap and all these metrics.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, we got just a couple of minutes here. Mr. Janko 33, where can people go to get some black coin, and why should we, you know, take a big chunk of our assets and sink them into your into your now 4-year-old proof of stake coin?
Almost 4-year-old. In February, it will be 4-year-old. It's not mine. Basically, it's the community owns the coins. I mean, I'm not single developer who dictates what has to be done. I mean, I just create software. If people use it, then it's good. I mean, if more people use mine software, I'm more satisfied. I mean, it's not the dictate that this has to be done. And yeah, the fees really help, and the fast confirmation is really good. I mean, in 1 minute, you have the coins, you can send it, you can receive it. It's really good it demonstrates the power of Blackcoin.
All right. Well, when we get back, we're going to have Libertarian Drama of the Week. We want to say thank you so very much to Mr. Roger Ver from Bitcoin.com, Mr. Bitcoin Jesus himself, and Janko33 from Blackcoin for joining us tonight. We'll be back here in just a moment on The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Imagine, if you will, a virtual world, a symbiotic economy with its own currency, where you can barter your services with others. Symbi.com is a marketplace of real people exchanging skills and services, from web developers, marketers, video production specialists, and teachers of all sorts, to gaming consulting or fitness coaching. Symbi.com is a vast world of people trading freely. Take my word for it, it's an adventure you can't afford to miss. Simbi.com.
Why did you move to the Shire? I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip in on the right side of the page at lrn.fm.
I was just a normal guy. Life was just a 9 to 5.
All right, and we're back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
She never asked. She knew I'd
I had a great interview with Mr. Bitcoin Jesus himself from Bitcoin.com, Roger Ver, and one of the developers from Blackcoin, Janko33. It's as Ian put it, it's always interesting having these the computer types on. They're usually not particularly good at promotion. You know, because we made it really clear, you know, when we talked to him for a couple days before the interview, that this was an opportunity. You know, like, imagine an hour-long Blackcoin commercial with commercials. And yeah, I think he kind of missed that mark just a tad bit.
Well, I did. I mean, you kind of threw me out there. Here, are you? You do it.
Well, I mean, because you're the one. I have no idea about proof of stake outside of how the profit is created through on proof of stake investments, and the fact that it is similar to riba, and it's something that like Muslims can't really invest in. Like, and it's because I had like 3,000, 4,000 Blackcoin, and as soon as I heard that, you know, I got rid of it. So
I had no idea.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
It's the way the return is calculated.
Ethereum is going proof of stake eventually, so that's going to be a concern.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, well, they're partially proof of stake now, if I remember correctly. Like 1 in 100 blocks is verified through proof of stake.
Really? Huh. I did not know that. I'm gonna have to talk to some friends of mine, because I have some friends of mine that are they're Muslim, and they got into the whole crypto game specifically through token trading, which is Ethereum, basically. You know, I mean, whatever you get, whether it's what like Agaroth and Gypsum and like all these different weirdo tokens, they're all Ethereum based.
Right. You
know, so, and a lot of them, that's how they made their money, was trading in these tokens, which is something I've never really gotten into. I don't know anybody who has gotten into token trading. I own like 130 tokens for an ICO. Well, you know, for the BitPlus guys that came on, and they've got a new, by the way, retail shop in Maine that is using their software. I can probably play you. I can find that and play that for you guys a little later. Pretty impressed by that. But as always, it's a little after 11, about 3/4 of the way through the show, so it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show, the libertarian drama of the week. And so I don't know where Tom is.
I'm right here.
There he is. I haven't heard his voice, but
Welcome
like
back,
once
Tom.
in an hour and a half that we've been on there.
Well, yeah, after I, tried to be part of the last discussion and you cut me off the air, I've kind of just been...
I didn't cut you off. I had you and Arya both muted on accident. I didn't know.
Oh, on accident. Sure.
When Arya said... because I was like,
managed
where
to
are you guys
unmute me in time to bitch about my keyboard on the air in the middle of an interview.
Oh my God, I think we found the libertarian drama of the week.
What?
Oh, Lord. Will yelled at Tom for clacking his keyboard. Everybody took sides and somebody wrote an article. Read about it on freeking.com.
I think that would be like when we would have arrived.
Wait a second.
Radio
Shane Trejo took a side already. There's an article up on Liberty Conservative right now. Oh God. So no, I mean, I've been so caught up in what's going on here that I didn't realize that this has been a pretty uneventful week and that I'm technically the Libertarian Drama of the Week. It's the first time that we've ever had a show host who could qualify for Libertarian Drama of the Week. Our effort to open a mosque has basically been delayed/derailed by city bureaucrats, as often happens. We're gonna have to go and hire a lawyer tomorrow. But it has caused a little bit of a stir on, internet forums. People who normally would stand up for Muslims now, standing against us because we, didn't give the proper fealty to city bureaucrats. And then people who normally don't like Free Talk Live and Free Staters and stuff like that, who are like, no, this is wrong. I don't care if they're like, you can't stop these people from having a house of worship. So like, you see people that are normally on one side that are actually like fighting against the side that they would normally fight for, for the side that they would normally fight against. It's like creating all of this cognitive dissonance that most of these people didn't realize that they had. For me, it's just a headache, But my mother will be here on Wednesday. And yeah, we're being delayed. We're gonna have to. But we've made 3 media sources and public radio tomorrow, so that would be. And the fact that we're libertarians is front and center in every one of these discussions. So we are the Libertarian Drama of the Week this week.
So what is their excuse for denying you the mosque? And the right to use a building that you own in whatever way you want.
Well, see, basically what happened was we called in August, right? Because it's always an issue with like zoning and things like that. So we called in August just to make sure that it was going to be taken care of. And we were told like a list of things to do. And that was, we took that as, the truth. What an odd, what an odd thing. I called the city and I'm like, hey, I need to blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh yeah, it's no big deal. What's the address, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, it's a drive. Okay. All right. And then they're like, oh, well, nothing, it's already a commercial property. So all you really need to do, you're going to need like $100 for a sign permit. And in April, you'll have the property reassessed for the taxes. And I'm like, oh, awesome. And then, that's not exactly what was going on. I'll tell you a little bit more about it when we get back here in just a little while on the Call to Freedom Live on LRN.FM.
There's a place in a piney hollow that no one but me can find. Some Choctaw belted in the hillside, stone by stone in a simpler time. It's a holy place my dad showed me.
If you're looking for work, you know the math. There are many more applicants than openings, so you need to stand out, not blend into the blah, blah, blah your interviewer is hearing from your competition. Here's a tip. In your interview, you will be judged more by the questions you ask than the answers you give. Yes, do anticipate the obvious job interview questions and prepare concise, insightful, glass half full sounding responses. And you should interview your interviewer. Seem genuinely curious about what will help get results. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. You want to cut through the clutter. For more tips for job job seekers and making all the other conversations you have more productive, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Are you tired of your taxes funding endless occupations around the world? Antiwar.com is run by people who understand that wars abroad become wars at home, wars on our freedoms. Antiwar.com is dedicated to bringing you the latest in news, views, interviews, and reviews from the top movers and shakers in the anti-occupation movement. Antiwar.com has it all, from thorough foreign policy analysis to interviews with whistleblowers who used to run the military-industrial complex. Anti-war, pro-free market. That's antiwar.com.
Free Talk Live.
The town wants him to stop. So he's charged with a misdemeanor and could spend 6 months in jail. 71 years old.
Nice folks there.
He's
wouldn't let
blind. That's his source of living.
blind old man sell some firewood out of his front yard. Nice.
So now you're looking at having to go out, get a firewood permit, which is going to cost you X amount of dollars a year, and who knows how much research to try and figure out how to get the permit.
Just
then
doing whatever they can to stop industry.
Yeah, then you have to go and get your education so you can actually run the saw, and then you have to get a variance on your property so you can actually sell the firewood from your property. Oh, and don't forget, if you have a storefront, then you have to pay, what, $500, $600, $700 a month in rent, maybe $4,000 a month in rent, depending on what city you live in.
Gotta have an occupational license, too.
Aggression like this by these government people happens all across the country, and you have to ask, how much more are you willing to put up with before you finally say no?
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM. Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
All right, we're back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We've been discussing this week's Libertarian Drama of the Week, which it turns out is us. One of the hosts here on the Call to Freedom, our little effort to open a mosque here in Keene, New Hampshire, has gotten quite a lot of media attention here recently, and we've done three media outlets and New Hampshire Public Radio have all cast their eye on our little effort here, and the fact that the city government basically has stood in our way. And Aria's question earlier was, well, what's happened? And basically, we called in August and we got a bunch of information, and all of it was wrong. And then there's like a 2-month-long process that I was expecting we were going to have to go through. So I called to figure out what I needed to do to start it, and they told me that the property was in such a state that we wouldn't need to do it. And I was like, wow, whew, thank God I don't have to go through the circus, because we all remember what happened, like in Murfreesboro or like in Amherst. New Jersey recently. They were Amherst, Massachusetts. I mean, they were recently. That community was awarded $3.25 million because of city governments, extending this process unnecessarily. And we found out that we weren't going to need to go through any of that. Plus, there have been other, sometimes there's these huge protests at the hearings and all this stuff, and we weren't going to have to live through that. And I was just so relieved. And then we came here and we started working on everything. And when I was ready for us to get the carpets put down and the sign to go up, I went to the city government with my little permission slip in hand. And I said, here's my thing. I need to put up a sign. We're going to put it up next week. We're ready to open in a couple of weeks. We want to promote the fact that we're going to be opening soon. And, do I need to give you the $100 now? And they're like, no. I give it. And then they send me an email that says, no. You haven't asked for a building permit. So we went and we said, well, why do we need a building permit? We haven't done anything to the property outside of cosmetic repairs, drywall, that sort of thing. So why do we need a building permit? Oh, well, you don't. Well, then why do you want one? Well, because we want one. Well, if you acknowledge we don't need one, then why do we need one? And then it became, oh, well, you need something else. It was a building plan. They told us a building permit, and then they told the media that they needed a business plan. And I said, well, we're not a business. So why do you need a business plan? We're not a business. We're a house of worship. I mean, we people come here to pray. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, I mean, it's not rocket science, and there's still no answer. So, we're getting one story, media and other people are getting another story from the city. When we ask for information, we're like, well, we want to know, what is the paper that we really do need to fill out? Because, this game that you guys are playing is not funny. And their response is, well, if you want to know what the law is, you should call a lawyer. So, I mean...
Hi, how you doing? Lawyer here.
Yeah.
There's a little thing called the First Amendment. There's also a federal statute called RLUIPA. I think we talked about it a little bit on the air. But you said that the brothers in the community actually have a lawyer who specializes in this sort of thing. That you've already kind of got waiting in the wings anyway.
Yeah, I'm supposed to go meet with him and I guess give him some money tomorrow and put him on retainer, which is something that I really don't want to do. Like the Manchester Mosque. This is a nice a little tidbit you probably don't even know, Ian. The Manchester Mosque that's still in construction today has been in construction since 1994. They had over $1 million worth of litigation over the property itself and clearing the property, and all of the neighbors opposed it, and they literally fought. They spent over $1 million in legal fees fighting to be able to use that piece of property to put that mosque up. That still isn't finished because after all of that, they overpriced. They went with this overpriced structure that's all brick, and is extremely expensive to build. And now on top of it, now they're having more issues. It's just it's sad, especially this is the live free or die state of all places for houses of worship to be being derailed. I heard that there's another one, a church not too far from here that they wanted to build a new Sunday school structure and they were flat turned down. This is the live free or die state that we're in here, and there's more liberty for religious institutions in a place like Tennessee, where you would expect for it to be the opposite.
Or would you?
It was easier to open a mosque in Maryville than it has been to open one in Keene. Because I was a part of the project to open the mosque in Maryville, and it was much, much easier. How do you open a mosque in Maryville? You rent a structure, and then you put a sign up, and you pray there, and you do what you want there, and that's it. Done. You find a commercial structure, you put a sign up, and it's a mosque now. End of story.
But I mean, kind of why that is, because mosque in Tennessee would be governed by the same generalized law as churches. And we really like having a whole lot of churches here. And then when Muslims come along and want to open a house of worship other than, the usual tomfoolery of claiming you guys are going to be terrorists, blah, 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 trying to fly drones over and seeing what you're doing. But as far as the law, there's not nearly as many shenanigans. But you go somewhere like the Northeast, where the hostility is more generalized towards religion in general, and all of a sudden the same crap applies to everybody. Now, I'm not saying that a church opening in Keene, New Hampshire, using the same parameters that you are, would necessarily... I say church, I'm not saying that a Christian church would run into the same sort of static that you were, but they would run into a lot more static than they would here, and so it goes for you guys trying to open your religious center of worship
I've really,
in a place that's more generalized, secular.
Well, I've really come to the conclusion that it doesn't really even have anything to do with me. Like these people, I called them and I said, hey, and I gave them the address, and they pulled up the address and they saw who the property belonged to and decided right then and there that they weren't going to cooperate with us because they have, basically some activists in this area spanked the city government in court a couple of times on a First Amendment issue over trying to save people from tickets. You probably heard about them, the Robin Hooders. And the city government got spanked in court a couple of times. That's right. Bent him right over the knee. And so because of that, there's this animosity. And that animosity is now being targeted at us when, it's not my fault you guys don't respect the First Amendment, but I'm now seeing firsthand how much respect you do have for the First Amendment. And, to me, if the city's taxpayers are okay with the city losing in court on First Amendment grounds over and over and over again, and having their tax dollars go to lawyers for them to fight these court battles, that's fine with me. I find it unfortunate because I'm a person who feels that city's tax dollars shouldn't be wasted on frivolous things like losing a First Amendment case on trying to stop a house of worship from opening because you have a personal vendetta against one of their donors, basically. That's what makes it the libertarian drama of the week, is because there are other libertarians involved. That's why it's drama, is because they're mad. Basically, some butthurt statists are going to slow us down because they got spanked in court for trying to stop people from preventing government theft. Does that make sense?
That's government.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
Right? Government in a nutshell. Incompetence, indifference, and malice. Those three things. I keep saying, either through incompetence, indifference, or malice, I was given wrong information. But I think I've kind of come to the conclusion, again, as always, that government is simply, whether federal or city, a mix of incompetence, indifference, and malice. And we'll get back here.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Nestle Toll House Refrigerated Cookie Dough. Who would you bake some love for? Find fun and easy baking ideas at tollhouse.com. Kids love doing arts and crafts projects, especially when you join in. Try channeling all that artistic energy into the kitchen and bake up some creative treats together. Think of your art supplies as the frosting, sprinkles, and decorating gels, and use cookies or cupcakes as your canvas. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at lrn.fm.
My shotgun, somebody get my blade. Sally been laying with another man and he's sleeping in my place. Somebody get my shotgun, gonna shoot him sure as rain. You can run as fast as you want to, boy, I'll kill you just the same.
All right, we're back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Your host, as always, Mr. Will Coley, joined by my normal co-host, Mr. Tom Gray, and our new co-host, Miss Aria Demezio from anarchistshemale.com. Last segment of our live broadcast here from the LRN studios in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Our wonderful crypto community where you can come here, you can get your car fixed, you can buy a cheeseburger, you can get a cup of coffee, you can get computer software, hardware installs, you can get all hot dog, pizza, all kinds of stuff, my man, and pay cryptocurrencies. You can go buy a brand new Roar ice water bong if you want. You can buy a pack of smokes with some Dash. You know, I mean, you literally can buy just about anything except for groceries. And I'm sure if we keep...
And government permits. And government permits.
And government permits. I actually spoke to a painter the other day who was talking about accepting cryptocurrencies for his services at Unicorn Painting. And so, I mean, you can get all you can get drywall work done, you can get brick laid, you can get metal structures built. I mean, all kinds of stuff up here for cryptocurrencies. So you can hire radio show hosts for cryptocurrencies if you happen to need one.
Hint.
Yeah. Wonderful crypto community right here in Keene, New Hampshire. And we're hoping to have Miss Aria Demezio moving right on up here with us soon. We're hoping to move over to a 5-day-a-week drive time happy hour style show from 4 until 7 p.m. to become the afternoon sister broadcast to Free Talk Live. You can listen to us in your car on the drive home from work. Just pop us up on the LRN app in your phone and listen to us instead of those other crappy local right-wing and left-wing shows. We'll be talking about all kinds of stuff, just like we do here. We're going to have different guests. We're going to change the format just a little bit. A little more cryptocurrency focus. We're also going to bring in a lot more guests. So now there's a story I think is kind of funny. It says here the Trump administration has hired 12 attorneys to help acquire land needed to build the U.S.-Mexico border wall. A team of lawyers will work to gain control of property from landowners in order to make room for the wall. According to a new report issued by the Senate Homeland Security Committee, Democrats, there is no clear full budget for this or any indication of how many Americans will be affected. Estimates for the cost of the wall, just the wall, have floated a $70 billion figure, which does not include property acquisition and the settlements to those property owners. So before we fight any of these legal battles, they're talking 70 with a B, 70 billion of your tax dollars right off rip. And now, I mean, you've got people like some of our friends over there at Cards Against Humanity. I met those guys in Vegas, I think a year ago. Have bought a piece of property on the border and hired a lawyer that specializes in fighting these eminent domain cases. So, I mean, this...
Well, they're about to find out one of the common yet unwritten rules of the law of condemnation, which is it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission. They're gonna build right over that little scrap of land, and then they're gonna say, "Oops, sorry. By the way, here's what we think it's worth. We dare you to come to court and try to prove otherwise."
Well, being a Tennessean, I mean, you and I know about how this works.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. For the uninitiated, we have a fun little law here in Tennessee that says if the government takes your land and you don't agree with their valuation of it, you are not allowed to introduce evidence of what the government paid your neighbors for their land to prove the value of your own.
Yep.
The government can literally pay your neighbor 10 times what they offer you for your land. That's I'm being generous.
Yeah.
On the low to the state, I'm being generous. They can literally pay your buddy who happens to be on the city council 10 times per acre for his land, and then come back at you and be like, well, not only are we going to pay you less, but we're not going to let you introduce evidence in court as to what we paid your neighbor because we gum it.
And that's all. Those laws were all written to favor the TVA. There's actually some stories with the Tennessee Valley Authority there in Tellico Village in the area where I grew up, where there were farms in that area when those farms were taken back in the 70s, that the farmers, basically the way it went was they came and they offered about $3,000 an acre or something like that, a reasonable price for some of the most prime farmland in the world. And basically, if you were smart enough, I guess is the word that you would use, or cowardly enough, depending on your perspective, to take the government's first offer, then you got paid fairly well for your land. But if you were one of those holdouts that were like, look, man, I'm not leaving. This is my property and you're not getting it. If you got anything, most of the people who refused to go to the very last minute got about 33 cents an acre for their land. They were paid almost nothing for their property. And there was, like you said, because of the laws in the state of Tennessee, there was literally nothing that could be done about it.
Except take up arms to fix the problem.
Actually, back in the 50s, I believe it was, when they were putting those when they built the Loudon Dam, that brought electricity to the region of East Tennessee that I grew up. There's a story of an old man that literally sat until they sent armed men to his house to physically remove him. And they came, they were federal marshals and National Guard, came to his house and asked, when they went in, when they kicked the door in, they asked him, why he didn't have a gun, and he said, well, basically they wouldn't do no good. As many as them there was, they would have just killed him anyway. Wasn't no use to die. But he wasn't going to just leave and just walk away. He was going to make them. Basically, his position was, I am going to make you show what this really, really is. And I'm going to make you send armed soldiers to my house to take a 70-year-old man who is unarmed off of his land and throw him out into the street. I'm going to make you do that. And it's a local legend where I live. It's even been on a local television show, the Heartland series, where they've told the story of this guy and when the reporters came to see him the day before the marshals and the soldiers came. So, we Tennesseans, we know firsthand just how dirty the government can be when it comes to eminent domain, and they want your land. They are happy to take it, piss on it, then sell it for $250,000 for half an acre to their rich friends. Because that's exactly what they did in Tellico Village. So,
yep.
If you think that you're going to lawyer up and that's going to fix your problem, I got another. I'm sorry, buddy. It ain't going to work that way. You may think it's going to work, but it ain't happening that way. You got another thing coming. I hate to tell you. So, anyway, next week Thanksgiving week. I don't even know if are you guys going to be here? Are we going to broadcast live next week? What's going on? My mom's going to be in town. What do you guys want to do? You want me to do this by myself? You guys want to come on next weekend? You guys spend it with your kids and your family?
No, I'll be around. We're
awesome.
We're doing all the family stuff Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't have a wrestling show next weekend, so by Sunday night I should be free from everything. But before I forget it, shout out to Dave down in Hawaii, one of our amplifiers for Malaya FM and out of Honolulu. He's going through chemotherapy right now. You're in our thoughts and prayers, Dave, and thanks for sharing the call to freedom. He shares our stuff on social media all the time, and he's sending us out to the fine people of Hawaii using his station.
We hope you
get better, Dave.
May Allah grant him shifa, inshallah. So, same time, same channel. This is Will Coley, Tom Gray, Aria Demezio, anarchistgmail.com. We'll be back 10 p.m. here on LRN.FM on the Call to Freedom. We'll see you then. Come see us again.
Peace.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind.